What's good, everybody? It's that boy Mo629 coming to y'all with another edition of Starter on That Fitness It podcast. This time we gonna talk about fitness myth. I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing fitness myth back. Excuse me, got something in my mouth actually. Mentos, but Mentos, the fresh maker. But I wanna talk about fitness myths. I want to talk about particularly this one right here. The myth that when people say, I turn that fat into muscle, y'all, I turn that fat into muscle, that is a misleading statement. The people outside the fitness world, people outside, the logistics of actually how to turn fat, quote unquote, into muscle, really believe that fat can turn into muscle. Now, it is I'm going to tell you this. It's actually, I believe it's a myth, but it can be like a misleading. It's not a false myth. It's not an untrue, but it's misleading. I'm going to tell you. Because people that have made transformations that were fat or heavy set, whatever, obese, overweight, actually were able to build muscle. So they're under the misconception that they turned that fat into muscle. But the reality is your whole body composition then changed up. So basically what happened is that, okay, you have layers here, right? You got the skeleton and your bones, then you got muscle, and then you got fat, and you got skin. So those are your layers. So basically you got your muscle that's underneath the fat. So if you got a lot of fat and not too much muscle, right, your fat is going to outweigh your muscle. So if you start to build, right, eating correctly and lifting heavy and all that stuff, you start to build that muscle that's underneath the fat, you're going to start to build, and it's going to start to show also. You're going to build that muscle that's underneath your fat. And you're going to burn fat also, especially if you're in a like calorie deficit or you're lifting very, very, very heavy and you're sweating a lot and, you know what I'm saying, you burn a lot of calories while lifting weight. So the misconception is that you're turning that fat into muscle. Might be a figure of speech, might be whatever. And it's a phrase people use, but there's people out there that take it literally. And this video is to basically highlight and point out that you cannot turn your fat into muscle. They're two completely different things. Fat is layered over your muscle. So you have to burn your fat and build your muscle. Now, there's also lingo out there and talk out there as far as, can you build muscle and lose fat at the same time? Yes, you can. And that, a lot of people think that you can't do it or whatever. Some people say you can't, some people say you can, but theoretically you can. Because at the end of the day, think about it. Those same people, right, that are turning fat into muscle are making that happen. Because what's happening is you're building your muscle, but you're also either eating maintenance calories, right, because you have a lot of fat, or you're eating in a calorie deficit. Because if you're at maintenance calories and you burn, you're still going to be losing calories throughout the day and throughout the week. It just won't be as much at eating in a calorie deficit. Think about if you're eating at maintenance calories. Maintenance calories is calories you get in to stay at the weight you're at. A deficit to lose weight, a surplus is to gain weight. So if you're eating maintenance calories, then if you are burning 200 calories a day in the gym, let's just say just lifting weights. If you're burning 200 calories a day, just lifting weights, add that up. If you're working out 5 days a week, and 1,000 calories. 1,000 calories multiplied by 4 weeks, that's 4,000 calories, right? And just say if you eat maintenance calories, right? Just stay the same weight. That's 4,000 calories a month. Multiply that, let's just say by 10 months. About 10 pounds of fat you've lost while trying to build muscle. And you're building muscle in that same theory. So, you can build muscle and lose fat at the same time. Now, you cannot turn fat into muscle, but you can lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. It's all about your body composition. Now, a lot of people out there really ain't got the patience to do that on eating maintenance calories. So what they would do is eat in a calorie deficit. The recommended percentage of a deficit is 20%. So it's not too reckless. Maybe 10 to 20%. So it's not too reckless. So you want to probably from your maintenance calories cut about 200 to 300. If you cut 200 to 300 calories out a day, multiply that by 7. That is 2,100 calories a week, just in a deficit, right? Just in a deficit. Now add that more than 200 calories a day. So 300 plus 200 equals 500 calories a day. So you do that for let's just say 5 days a week, right? Where am I at? 500 calories a day, 5 days a week. That's 2,500. Now, where was I at? So you're in a calorie deficit of 200, 300. So plus another 600 for Saturday and Sunday or whatever, 2 other days that you're not working out if you only work out 5 days a week. So just add that up. Basically, if you're at 500 calories a day, right, that's 2,500 calories plus another 600 calories for those 2 days, right? That's 300 and 300. That's 2 days. So that 3,100 calorie deficit you have in 1 week, because what you're doing is you're eating in a deficit and you're burning those calories in your workout. So that's roughly, 3,100 calories a week. I multiply that by 4. You're in 12,000 calorie deficit and weight loss. Mind you, weight loss, and we're not even talking about when your metabolism kicks in depending on your macros. You're in 12,000 calories deficit per month compared to 4,000. So you're 3 times, your progress is 300% higher in 1 month by adding a calorie deficit diet and lifting weights or working out. So basically, if you add that up, that's about 4 pounds in a month compared to a little bit over 1. So that's why you add the deficit if you want to lose weight, just to get to the promised land a little bit quicker. You want to keep it healthy. You don't want to be too reckless because you want to starve yourself. You still want to get your nutrients. You want to get your macronutrients. You want to get your micronutrients, all that in. And your body still got to stay healthy. You got to get your vitamins. You got to get your minerals. You got to get all that in there. Especially if you're overly active. So your body needs the fuel to be active. But back to my main point here. A misconception, the fitness myth, that turning fat into muscle is a misleading statement. I can understand how it can be confusing, but the statement in itself is not true. It is a myth. Now, like I said before, you can build muscle and you can burn fat at the same time. You can get stronger depending on your fitness levels, and you can burn fat at the same time. Bodybuilders, they do it all the time. They bulk up, they build a muscle, or they're fat, bulking or whatever, or they're fatter and all that stuff, and then they shed that weight, so the muscles that they built underneath that fat, right, are fuller, are bigger. They're particularly stronger when they have more weight on them, but they're still, when they're lean, they're still stronger than they was before when they were lean before, because they got more weight on them, more muscle mass. Oh, once again, like I'm saying, I shouldn't even have this damn Mentos in my mouth, honestly. But the statement, and it kind of bothers me, that one of them things, the pet peeves of mine, when people say, excuse me, I'm spitting on the mic, but when people say, I'm building muscle, I'm turning fat into muscle. Now, it's not a true statement. You can't do that. What you can do is say, hey, I'm burning fat, building muscle, boom. I'm just trying to get bigger, man. I'm just trying to look fuller, trying to look more this and that and this and the fifth. That's cool. But fitness myth. Another fitness myth on the Started on the Finish It podcast on the YouTube channel, because I'm filming these podcasts now too on my YouTube channel, is you cannot say that you're churning fat into muscle, because they are two different things. Fat is not muscle. Muscle is not fat. You can't transform one into the other. Now, what you can do is give the illusion that you built muscle while burning the fat. A lot of times what people can do too is build that muscle underneath the fat, and the muscle pop. That's another form of body composition that can change the game up for you without burning that fat. You're still eating a surplus and you just get big, but you can be big and strong like a power lifter, almost like Thor, a power lifter, or Bill Kazmaier, those type of guys with the big bellies and everything. But once again, it goes back to say, if you burn fat, you can build muscle and make that transformation in body composition. A guy I know, Rashawn Winfrey, I'll mention him on this right here. He's a friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? He made a transformation where he was bigger and now he's muscular. He made that transformation. He didn't turn his fat into muscle, right? He followed a meal plan. He did like a bodybuilder type diet, workout, followed a meal plan, and made the transformation. His muscle would pop underneath his fat. So once he burned that fat off, he looked like a bodybuilder. So you can say turn the fat into muscle, but what he did was burn that fat off and build muscle. So just to alleviate any confusion, you cannot turn fat into muscle. You have to do one and the other. You have to burn your fat, and you have to build your muscle. That is a fitness myth that has got to go. Dat Boy Mo 629 coming to y'all with another edition of the Started on the Finish It podcast. Until next time, you know what it is.